For the month of October, our Patreon is sponsored by Astral Games. This month will be a Walking Dead prize pack with 2 blind bags. Issues 127, 98, the 15th anniversary with the Astral Games logo, as well as the Walking Dead special. A few other horror items may be included. To be eligible, go to our Patreon account. Choose the level you would like to donate. $1 will get you 1 entry. 2 for 2 entries. $3, 3 entries. From the Blasted Stash It crew, happy Halloween. It's the Blasted Stash It show. Ah, ha, ha, ha. We are now live. That's not as good a laugh as what I had on that video, but you know what I mean. I think I'm still invisible to you guys there, but that's fine. I'll do my quote invisibly. I'll do quote tonight, Drew. I'll go first. How about that? Give you 30 more seconds to adjust your crotch. 2 people. This movie came out in the year 2000. Mom said when I wear this badge, you're supposed to treat me like a man of the law. Second person, yeah. And Mom also said not to stop sticking your dick in the vacuum cleaner.
Scary Movie.
It is Scary Movie. Mike got it correct. Moving on to Drew.
All right. This is a dude who 700 years ago totally ravaged China and who, we're told 2 hours ago, totally ravaged Oshao's sporting goods.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
God, Mike's on top of it.
Mike is on top of it.
He is.
It's going to be on top of him later.
Oh, my goodness. Paul's up.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's from 2009. And Teddy fucking Williams knocks it out of the park. Fenway Park's on its feet for Teddy fucking ball game. He went yard on that one on the fucking Lansdowne Street.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Armageddon?
Nope.
Oh. I don't know. I'm lost.
Nah.
That would be Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, when the Jew bear is beating the crap out of that.
Teddy the Bear Jew. Donnie the Bear Jew.
Yeah. And Hokan Joe.
All right, guys ordering a drink. This is what he says. Martini, gin, not vodka, obviously stirred for 10 seconds while you glance at an unopened bottle of vermouth. It's from 2014.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know the quote. Jesus.
Yeah, I know it too.
Nope, I'm lost.
It's from the Kingsmen, the Secret Service.
All I know is as a bartender, whoever tells me how to make their drink gets it spit in.
Who got that one in the chat, Mikey?
Count Von Strange Roman numeral.
Mike is up. Let's give an update on that chat and give us your quote.
Shit ton of people in the chat. We got some heavy hitters in there as well. We got Double S Comic Reader. The one, the only Jeremy Edwards. Comics Misexplained. Funk Off. Comic Core. The Great Legend is in here. CR Comics, the Toys. And a couple others. Bruzeus. Jockio was in here. Nick Leslie. I haven't seen him before. I checked out his channel. He has 6 subscribers, so go check him out. And my quote is, I'm not sure what year it's from.
Do your homework.
Mid-80s, late 80s.
Gosh dang it.
You know what? Here's my quote. Here's your package, Billy. COD $9.99. Mighty expensive for a toy. Did you order it out of a funny paper?
Creep Show.
Creep Show 2, actually. But
is it 2?
It's 2, yeah.
I gotta watch those again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into the comic books. We'll start with the high one on the panel. I don't know which one that might be tonight, but
Oh, geez, I guess that's me. Let's start talking about X-Men Black. This is the third X-Men Black book. This is focused on Mystique, everybody's favorite big titty blue shapeshifter. Why she chooses to be anything but a big titty blue lady is beyond me, but she chooses to from time to time, and she does some evil shit. This is actually a pretty good story with Mystique in here. It shows her ability to flow between good and evil quite fluidly. And you also get some good stuff with the Apocalypse backup story where he's devolving into a prehistoric primate. So that's some really good stuff. I'm enjoying it. This is my first stash out of the X-Men Black books. I did enjoy the ridiculousness of Mojo last week, but that was not nearly as good as this is.
Paul, did you read X-Men Black this week?
I did not.
Okay, moving on to Joe. Did you read X-Men Black this week?
I did. I went with the mugshot variant on this one. I think these are the ones I'm going to start trying to collect just because it's cool. I didn't see a story in this. We saw her do what she does. She assassinated a complete room of people, lied about it, rescued people. And the good thing, I guarantee it wasn't just a good thing. There's always a catch when it comes to Mystique. However, I will say this. It was probably the better story that I've read in the X-Men Black thing. I'll give it that. But to sit there and say that it was something other than another day in the life of Mystique, I can't do that. But I'll stash it for now because I'm just running the collection out.
Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I read this. We're 0-3. This was a blast for me. Like they said, this wasn't as bad as the other ones. There was more shape-shifting in this book than Bruce Jenner in Transition. But the highlight, I think Drew mentioned it, the Apocalypse degeneration still intrigues me, and I'm curious where they're going with that. But other than that, this book is a blast.
I didn't get a chance to read it. I did pick it up. It seemed like X-Men Black is always on the bottom of my stack to read for the week. I have not read one yet, and it's kind of a mixed bag. It seems like this week, so I guess it's a blast. I guess I don't know. I'll probably go to Facebook picking them up just to get it.
Big shout out to Pages Films and Plastics. He said, "Hi, first time viewer on this channel. Hi to everyone. So guys, go check him out. See what's going on there. Give him some subs."
He just subbed us up. Got a notification 3 or 4 days ago about that. So thanks for that sub. Moving on to Paul, your first book for the week.
Let's see. Let's do.
Is it an FU?
Let's do. What if they went metal with Ghost Rider? Essentially, this is what if Metalocalypse was part of the MCU. I can't fault anything about this because it's heavy metal and comics. So what the fuck? I'm gonna like it. But I still hate the new Ghost Rider. So fuck you, Marvel. But I can't hate this. It's got metal and comics, and them committing suicide and getting their blood into the book to take over the world and stuff. I'm down with that.
Joe, did you read it this week?
I did, and they sent me the wrong variant. I hate these action figure cover variants. They're not my favorite. I really wanted that really good variant. Although I will say this, not my kind of story, but I enjoyed reading this. I actually saved it last to read because I'm not a what if guy. But I truly enjoyed this. It was funny, and it was supposed to be funny, and I liked it. It's a stash.
Mike, how about you?
Funny story.
I'm sure you read it.
No, actually, I didn't. We were actually riding to the con this morning, and we were looking through comics on the phone, and I didn't even realize it came out, so I did not pick that up.
Wow. I figured you would. I mean, you and Paul both, I figured, would pick this up and absolutely love it to death because you guys are both death metal fans. I didn't get a chance to read this one either this week. A lot of stuff going on over the weekend. Didn't get to read this. Flipped through it right before the show. I'll probably give it a read maybe later tonight or tomorrow or something. But I have no opinion.
We have 26 people watching right now.
Wow, holy crap.
They call that the DruManchu bump because I'm here.
Yeah, that's not what it is?
No, probably not.
What'd you think there, Drew?
Yeah, this is a light stash. These what ifs, I enjoy them for what they are. I've always liked what if issues. This didn't really give you too much to chew on, but was a fun little sojourn into a different universe, and I dug it. The chat is going off talking about how they think the toy variants are ugly, the action figure variants. I'm kind of a fan of those. I'm a huge fan of the Marvel Legends, and I'm always hoping that some of these better action figure variants get turned into figures in the future. So that's something that always has me intrigued, especially when I see those action figure variants. So I'm a fan of those. So just my 2 cents on that.
My favorite is the Galactus one because they made it so big that it's a wraparound.
Uh-oh. Got Drew giggling. Giggling Drew.
A little giggle. Don't be mad.
Joe, you're up.
I'm going to go ahead and get the elephant in the room out the way and start the argument.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about Venom's annual. Yeah, I'm going to blast this. You had all these great variants of Venom going out there. You had, you got Vietnam. You got tons of other great stuff going on. And then they write this crap. And I was just like, for the first time ever for Venom to have its own annual, they could have really stepped up the game on this one. This is a dumpster fire.
Mike, how about you? Venom annual.
Just another shout out to a new chat member, Aggressively Relaxing. Welcome. This was close to my pick of the week, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. So in this one, we get a bunch of villains sitting around. We get Scorpion, Shocker, Jack-o'-lantern, Black Cat sitting around, which I'm assuming is the bar with no name. Telling stories of Venom. Black Cat's in there. We get a little short stories of Black Cat versus Venom, Wolverine, and the Juggernaut versus Venom. I thought it was a pretty good annual. So, stash.
I think I'm going to be in the vein of Joe this week. I picked up that cover. That's a badass cover. I had to get that, but unfortunately, it just didn't do anything for me. Just the whole going from villain to villain and talking about their experience with Venom. I mean, far from Donny Cates' Venom, for sure. Definitely. So this is a blast for me. Stash on that cover, but blast on the story.
Seemed like an AA meeting of Venomized people.
It did. Like, yeah, I can say it was, yeah. Drew, how about you? You read annual this week?
Yeah, and I think I'm going to side with Grandpa on this one. Being as I've really liked Donny Cates' Venom so far. Beyond that and the original introduction of Venom in Spider-Man, yeah, Venom sucks for the most part. He's a really dull, annoying character for the most part. In the 90s, he had a stretch where he was very Deadpool-like in his campiness and his jokester ways. So to complain that this isn't as badass as Venom has been recently, it's kind of par for the course for Venom overall. I think as an annual, you're mainly getting villain stories. And I thought that as far as a villain story, this had some really great art in it. I kind of enjoyed it for what it was. It was it's definitely a stash for me. Overall, not one of the better issues that has come out recently, but for an annual, yeah, I'm stashing it.
Okay.
Can we segue here for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead there, Mike.
They're talking about variants in the chat, and Great Legend had mentioned anything with Ben Grimm. He has to have. Joe, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, and I already have it in my hand.
So if you want to go ahead and show this and explain how we got it and all that.
All right, so folks, I just want to let you know, me and Spectacular Grandpa, we only live minutes from each other, and I found the most profound Fantastic Four #1 cover that nobody else will ever get. I promise you that. And there it is, folks.
Not even Legend.
Not even Legend. If you don't know who this is Spectacular Spider Grandpa, his lovely wife, and then on the back, it's me as Mr. Fantastic and my wife, who is hot as hell, or the Human Torch. And it's a wraparound cover that they were able to do for us. The artist that did it, he did it feminized for me as well. But it was just good fun today. And surprisingly, it cost us $90 to get that done.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm going to send it into CGC.
Are you really? Okay, so we are 2 for 2 for the annual. Well, I don't know. Did you read the annual for Venom this week?
I did indeed.
Okay, let's hear it. Drum roll. Go ahead.
And I am siding with Drew and Grandpa.
Whoa, what the heck is going on? There's something wrong.
Good to have you on the side of the good guys.
Here's your first fucking mistake. If you two douche nozzles go into reading an annual expecting something to happen of any significance, you are wrong.
No, I know that. I know that.
This is typical throwaway annual fare.
Yes.
Bunch of criminals sitting around a bar telling stories of Venom, Scorpions talking shit and talking about how much a whip Venom is until Venom shows up. That was decent. Nothing earth shaking, but it wasn't bad either. So it's at least a soft stash for me.
JoJo's Comics said they have 11 of those variants, those Fantastic Fours. I'm assuming. Big shout out.
They're going to be a line of dollar bins before long.
Yeah, dollar bin, quarter bins. We'll go back to Joe for your first pick.
Well, first, it's been kind of funny because of that cover. It's been optioned for a movie. So.
Oh, really? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four has been optioned for a movie?
Yeah.
Go figure.
I did the Venom.
You did Venom? Okay, sorry, Mike.
No problem.
My first book, I don't know if anybody's read this, Exorcisters.
Oh, I did.
I did.
I did? Awesome. So this book right here is kind of like Supernatural with 2 demon hunting chicks instead of brothers. One's an alcoholic, which is cool. Has some great humor. I was laughing. This was a stash. So. I'm
opposite you on that again, Mike.
Well, fuck you, Dave. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck
Okay.
you.
This just was not my cup of tea. Of course, I don't watch Supernatural and never got into that. I never understood the reason why that was so popular. But this is a blast for me. So maybe this might be the next. What is Supernatural on? What channel?
It's on the CW.
Oh, maybe this might be next CW show. Who knows?
Those guys don't have the sex appeal to draw you in, Dave.
Those 2 guys? No, they don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. Not even Negan as their dad. No, doesn't do it. Sorry. But that's a blast for me. Who else read it this week? Was it Drew?
Nope.
It was Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
What's story about
that? Once again, Dave, you're wrong. I opened up the book and I was like about a page or 2 in, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm the target market for this. I mean, the art seemed a little cartoony for me, but in the end, I kind of enjoyed it. And I literally laughed out loud when the one girl said, "Do you want a margarita, a daiquiri, or a pina colada?" And her sister goes, "I don't drink." And she goes, "Oh, I'm combining them all into one very bad life choice." I think I met that girl in college.
I think I meet that girl at the bar every weekend.
It kind of reminded me of like an Archie book. The art did kind of.
Yeah, it definitely had that Archie type feel to it.
But yeah, I just did not do anything for me. So I guess I'm over. That was Mike. I guess I'm up with my next book. Or my first book for the night. Where did my notes go? I actually have notes and now I lost them. And that is my next book of the week. And it is Black Badge number 3. This cover's pretty funny. It talks about there's a scout with all of his gear on and little things off. It says pressure for parents, harbored resentment towards adults for problems of the world, lucky rabbit foot, so on and so on. A whole list of stuff that's supposedly on his person during any kind of mission. So at the end of the last issue, they started a prison riot in Russia. That got the attention of their boss saying, "Hey, you guys really screwed the pooch on that last one." And they said, "You know what? We figured lost scouts would be a bigger story than a prison riot in Russia." They ended up going to Pakistan trying to find a spy. Where they're trying, and in that case, they're trying to find one of their former scouts who supposedly got killed and taken by the what was his name? It was the hook hand, because he leaves a red rag, probably something like Drew does, hanging out after someone's been stolen. So she was looking at me kind of funny, but it is a stash for me. I said, being a scoutmaster, those kind of books always are cool for me, so it's stash for me. What about you, Drew?
Yeah, I remember you saying something about Black Badge number 1 when you read that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't remember that until just now when you were talking about being a scoutmaster.
Oh, really?
Because we all know that you're a master scoutsman. But I saw this cover walking through my LCS on Wednesday, and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. So I picked up number 2, as well as a really sweet Virgin variant of number 2 and number 1 as well. And after binging the first 3 issues of Black Badge, it's going on the top of my list right now. Really enjoying it. Pretty fantastic series. That's definitely a stash.
Anybody else read Black Badge this week? I don't think anybody else on the panel reads it. No. I guess that goes back to you, Drew, for your next book.
I may pick it up now that someone whose opinion I value.
It's imagine Boy Scouts meets Kingsman.
Yeah. But yeah, see, you weren't here in the early days when we were talking about motorboating patch and all that stuff. That was a pretty common being across a couple episodes of we're talking about the motorboating merit badge.
I remember that.
Who remembers the motorboating badge in the chat? Who's been here since day 1?
I don't think it was pretty early on.
One chat, folks.
It was after I got here, so it was after 6.
Yeah, so it's been a while ago, but still, it's pretty early on. Yeah, so Drew,
Double S in the chat likes my Jameson shirt. Double S, this was a freebie. I actually have a really sweet Jameson Caskmates hoodies as well, and also a freebie.
That's what happens when you work in the bar, folks.
They give you all kinds of free shit, mostly T-shirt. Let's talk about. All right, let's talk about the Nightwing number 51. Let's talk about it, guys. What do you guys know about Nightwing? Well, recently he got shot in the head by KG Beast. And he doesn't remember being Nightwing. And in Nightwing 50, he blew up all his Nightwing costumes. But apparently he didn't blow up all his Nightwing costumes because some other dude decides that he's going to go to his Nightwing costumes and become Nightwing. And fuck DC. What in the world are they doing here? There is no plan here at all. It's really terrible. The paper stock is bad. The foil variants are flimsy. This is just nothing about this, from the structural integrity of the book to the content within, is any good whatsoever. This is my turn of the week.
Wow. Anybody else read Nightwing?
I did.
What'd you think of Nightwing?
Garbage, and there's a reason why I don't have it. I live in a town called Great Bridge. Anybody want to take a guess what makes Great Bridge popular?
The bridge.
The bridge. Guess what?
Is that where you threw your Nightwing?
I literally flung that thing out the car like a frisbee.
I guarantee you didn't go far. The paper stock sucks.
No, it was back and forth.
Jesus Christ.
Things flew like a frisbee because it was so lightweight. I read it, and I was like, oh my, because I was stuck in traffic for like an hour. So I went ahead and cracked it open. First time I read Nightwing. Never read it before. And yeah, going to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, 49 great issues. 50 sucked, and so did 51.
Like, I hate throwing money away, but I was actually satisfied. It was like Jesus hugging my heart when that thing flew out the window into the river.
Big shout out to Jean Paul Ace Peter. Popped in here.
Paul, your next book.
Let's see. My next book will be, I'll probably be the only one that read it, and that's Daredevil 609. I keep falling behind on Daredevil and then coming back to this. And now that it's the Death of Daredevil storyline, I'm going to stick with it. Every time I read this, I like it. This is no exception. I love the Noto art in it. And we got a new villain who looks pretty badass. And it ends with Elektra. So it's an all win for me.
Maybe I'll Daredevil this week.
Wait, Elektra didn't die?
Oh, Drew has Daredevil.
Yeah, I enjoy Daredevil. I think Soul does a great job with it. I think the Noto art is remarkable, if not totally satisfying. Sometimes it's a little bit pastel, painterly for me, but I think it really works for the story. And there's some really cool stuff happening here. And yeah, Elektra shows up in Daredevil's bed at the end, and she looks hot as hell. So yeah, this is a stash.
Absolutely.
Double S comic reader said Dave sounds like Mr. Slave from South Park when he said Jesus Christ.
Did I?
Did
I say that or Drew say that? I don't know if I said that.
I didn't. So you must have. Mr. Slave.
I don't know who Mr. Slave is. I haven't watched South Park in forever, so.
Google that along with duck butter.
Okay. I'll do that.
Your browser history is in trouble.
I would say don't Google both at the same time. You know,
Mr. Slave's duck butter.
Yeah, some weird Asian shit's gonna come up. You're gonna regret that.
Okay, Joe is up with his next book.
I got
duck butter.
I am going to talk about a book that's probably on nobody's radar, and that's The Simpsons.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. Somebody's crying in the background. If you don't know, this is the very last issue. They have stopped the run of The Simpsons. So I went ahead and picked up just a couple of the copies. I remember this comic book when it first came out. I remember the show when it was on Tracy Ullman.
Sorry.
Grew up with this. You know, and so I picked it up and gave it a read because I hadn't picked it up in years. Yeah. It's still quality stuff. Granted, it's not action-packed, but there's still some great humor in there, and Bart Simpson's still telling people to eat his shorts. So I grabbed it.
You said, that's the last episode, last issue of The Simpsons, right?
The show's still on, but the comic book is done.
Yeah, that was, I think Bongo is not going to do any more comics at all.
Yeah, they're done.
Anybody else? Oh God! Now I know who Mr. Slave is. I don't know what he sounds like, but I know who he is. Okay, I've now officially looked up Duck Butter as well as Mr. Slave, and I don't want to do that anymore.
Has your life been changed now?
It has.
Tell everybody about
not for the better
pipe you used to.
Hey, that's an off-air conversation. It does not go to on-air.
Mike, it up, buddy.
Mike, your next book. Save me a mic, please.
Yes. I misplaced my copy, but I did read Teen Titans number 23, and pretty good stuff. You got Jin disguised as Commissioner Gordon. He's assassinated, so it seems. We got Kid Flash and what's his name, Roundhouse, continuing their bromance. And then we get the team hunting down Lady Vic, and they manage to track her down to an apartment where they find her pinned to a wall with swords, and she seems dead. I don't know. But someone explodes the whole fucking apartment complex on them. So we'll see where that goes. I've been liking this new team of Titans, and we're going to keep picking it up. It's a stash.
Yeah, this is a good book. Teen Titans has continually been one of my favorite DC titles, and continuing on that path. So this is a stash for me as well. Drew's holding up that nice reflective copy. What do you think of the paper quality on that book?
Yeah, the paper quality sucks, and the foil variant covers are still absolute garbage. But Teen Titans is one of the only two readable ongoing DC titles. Both of them happen to feature Damian Wayne for some reason, but this is actually pretty good. This is a stash. This and Super Sons, only saving grace for the publisher right now beyond events.
No, I got a couple more than that. Anybody else read Teen Titans this week?
I did.
What'd you think of Teen Titans? I wanted that cover, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I got the Battle Lines variant cover because I'm overfilling with the foil stuff, and my boxes are getting really shiny. So I went with the Battle Lines cover. Not a huge Teen Titans reader. Never even thought to read it before. Got into this. I think I got to go dollar diving. I got to catch up because I enjoyed this. So now I got to go spend more money, but don't tell my wife. Promise.
They got to figure out what happened to Roundhouse and all that stuff, right? And how Crash got in there. And
first issues of this arc, though, are first appearance issues, so it might be kind of hard to hunt down. Just a heads up.
I think it's about a $10 book.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be sitting around at your local shops, probably.
Okay. We got to find it.
How about Mike? Did you read Teen Titans? Did I ask you? You started it. Never mind. My turn. Never mind. You started that, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll move on.
Our host, as always, on top of things.
Yeah. From one DC book to another one, which I actually enjoyed this week. I think this is the first issue in the Drowned Earth. Or maybe I thought somebody was talking about it before. Justice League number 10. This is actually a badass issue. I actually love this a lot. Aquaman and Wonder Woman end up getting sucked into like a different dimension down there. I'm not sure if there are any new characters in here or not. I'm not big on my Aquaman history, but this was a great book. Close to my pick of the week for Justice League number 10. Shiny cover. Drew, what do you think of Justice League? Was that garbage?
All right, here I am calling myself a liar. There's actually 3 readable titles at DC.
Okay.
Justice League is on the list. Not as good as it has been, though, and not nearly as good as the Namor-centric issue of Avengers that came out last week, but solid. Yeah. I'm going to keep on picking it up. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Paul, you read that this week?
I did not.
Did not.
And this foil variant is not nearly as egregious as the others.
Good old Joe there is holding it up. What do you think of that one?
You know, I hate Aquaman. I hate him. I hate him. The freaking Fish Whisperer done got me hooked because it was a good story. And I went ahead and picked up both the Battle Lines and the foil variant.
What's the battle line look like? Show that more in the center of your picture there. Oh,
I'm new to YouTube. Pretty cool covers. Great story. I've been following some on the Justice League side. I don't really get into Aquaman too much, as I mentioned, because I don't really see that as a superhero. It's more like a mental disorder, being able to talk to fish. But I enjoyed the story, and I love the new villains in it. I've got it on good authority. They're new villains. But in the story, they're old villains. I think we got some good stuff coming out of this, and I think, if I could add a little speculation, I think we're going to get a new superhero out of this. I think they're going to have to go old school and call back somebody from these past stories to come back and save their ass. So I would definitely keep my eyes open for this kind of thing.
Mike, you read that this week?
Yeah, this is like you guys talked about, the prelude to Drowned Earth. I think the first issue comes out next week or this week. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Love all the new aliens, the characters. They're declaring war on Earth. They're gonna flood it. And this leads right into, read this one first, then read Aquaman number 41, which continues on.
Oh, that came out this week?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So, and this is just as awesome. Great stuff. Mira's taking charge. Aquaman's infected by these new aliens. So, big shout out to JLS Comics.
Should make Mike and Joe's internet is flopped. Like Joe's getting kind of choppy and Mike's turning in good. Who knows?
Yeah, Comics Misexplained also said that this also has a Titans tie-in as well. And although I am stashing Justice League number 10, I will not be picking up Aquaman or Titans. So I hope that Justice League number 11 ties in without having to read either of those. So let's just hope.
Well, you're up, Drew. What's your next book?
Oh, geez. Let's talk about some more nonsense. Batman number 57. Pretty good single issue. He's fighting KG Beast because he shot his baby boy in the head. This is not terrible, but the ending is really, really fucking terrible, and I'm going to blast it. He goes all the way to middle of nowhere to beat up KG Beast and leave him for dead, but not kill him. And it's so incredibly dumb and pointless that I can't abide Tom King's Batman any longer. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be spending money on DC Comics. I'm going to say that out loud right now.
Paul, you read Batman this week?
I did not get to it yet.
Joe?
I did. KGBs, I had to do a little research on that one because, again, still the past 2 years I've been getting into it. Didn't know who that was. Great cover. Again, Batman is always coming out with these great covers. Just give me a freaking story already. Like, it was kind of slow. It was kind of dry. Great battle scene in it. Won't deny that. Art's okay in it. But I don't know, man. That story's just not there for me. The moment the covers drop for me and I'm not interested in the covers, I'm dropping it. I'm done.
What about you, Mike?
Okay, fuck you guys. I actually like this book. I like the ending where he breaks fucking KGB Beast's neck, fucking leaves him for dead. I'm stashing it.
Can I ask you a question, Mike?
Yes.
Do you think KG Beast dies from his broken neck?
I would hope so, but
okay. Since they're not going to kill off KG Beast because they're not going to make Batman a murderer, what do you think Tom King's going to use as the reason why KG Beast didn't die in the frozen tundra with a broken fucking neck? I'm just curious.
See, now you got me thinking too much about it. All right.
I'm sorry.
Some research. That's what it's going to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the writing in this is not that great. You know, that's all pretty much the writing was, other than going back to that story that KG Beast, his dad reading him that story, as well as Bruce getting read that story when he was a kid too. So I kind of see the connection there too at the end of the story where the fox was left in the hole, the only one alive, couldn't get out. So they left it ambiguous there too. Like, did the fox die? They don't know. They didn't reveal that ending. And the same thing they do with KG Beast there at the end of this book here. So the fight scenes are great. I wish Tony Daniel would do the interiors on all these books because he's badass. I love his art, but it's a stash for me. Other than Tom King's writing, it's just like noise and sound effects and how, you know. But it's a stash, and the Matina cover's awesome too.
I found a copy of Teen Titans.
Good job. Back to Batman 57. The Fox. Is he a metaphor for Batman? Is he a metaphor for KG Beast? Why does that metaphor not translate to the story we're getting in the foreground of the book? Why is there a dad reading a story to a kid at all? I got some notes in the chat here. Leaving him alive to suffer was the right choice, in my opinion. Batman isn't killing in this run. From Jeremy. Jeremy, I agree. They shouldn't have Batman kill in this run, but like, what's the point in going after him for no reason? He gets nothing out of it. There's really nothing resolved, and he doesn't even get the information he wants. He says he'll figure it out on his own. Like, I don't understand. Like, yeah, there was a really cool fight scene between KG Beast and Batman, where KG Beast doesn't have his gun, only one hand, and still almost gets the better of Batman, which is weird. And we get some great Tony Daniel art, but like after that, like what are we doing in that? Like, what is even going on here? If he's pushed to the point of murdering KG Beast because not only did Catwoman leave him at the altar, but his boy was shot in the head and he's been pushed to the breaking point. I get that, but he's been pushed to the breaking point, and it seems like he's not. The story is pushing him there, but the character is not acting like that's where he's at, and I don't understand the plotting of the story at all. Misexplained says Tom King won't even answer it, like everything else, always leaves shit unexplained. Yeah, at least he leaves it unexplained and not misexplained. So beyond that.
Okay, moving on to see who just started that book. That was Drew, right? Yes,
that was me.
Paul, your next book.
Let's go with Sideways number something. I think it was 10. I dropped this after issue 1, but my buddy Chad recommended it. Said some serious stuff goes down. I'm glad I picked it up. I don't know how he got where he's at or where he's at, but the story was pretty damn interesting. And spoiler alert, at the end, the new 52 Superman shows up.
Oh, really? Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was kind of unexpected, but I'm interested to see where they go with that.
Anybody else read that this week?
Nope.
No, but the new 52 Superman isn't a thing in continuity anymore.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting.
Is this like some Bendis shit?
It might be.
God. Fuck Detective Comics. Their whole stupid fucking company.
Joe, you're up. Your next book.
I thought that one might push you over the edge completely.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
We're going to talk about just you did say me, right? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you're good, Joe. Yeah, you're up.
All right, we're going to talk about Justice League Dark. I went ahead and went with both variants because I couldn't make up my mind, and I'm rich, and I do what I want. So I went ahead and got both variants for that. The story has not disappointed me yet. I know somebody's going to have a problem with this. I like it. We got Wonder Woman with new powers. We got godlike beings. We got damage going everywhere. And even better, what do we have? We got a chimpanzee running around with a sword. That's just comedy all day long. I'm enjoying the story. Love every moment of it. Yeah, definitely both of them are a stash for me. I may even go back and reread it just to make sure I understand everything going on because it's a super complex story. And that's what I like, a good, complex story that makes me think and figure things out and wonder what's going to happen next. This Witch an Hour thing is great. I'm enjoying it.
Anybody else read Justice League Dark #4. Mike?
No.
I read it as well. I only got the full cover. I wanted to get the Capula cover, but they didn't have any in stock. This has been consistently good. Definitely a stash for me as well. I'm looking forward to how this is going to end up wrapping up. Drew, did you read Justice League Dark?
No, funny story about that. I read Justice League Dark issue #1, and when Detective Chimp is the best part of your book, you've got a problem. So I did not read 2 or 3.
Okay. Paul, how about you? Did you read Justice League Dark?
Not yet.
You laughing at something in the chat or something that Miss Midwest said in the background?
Something she said in the background, plus Drew with his funny story about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mike, you're up.
I got a catchphrase.
You do. Put that shit on the
It's
show.
the only one I got.
We'll do Infinity Warp's Weapon Hex. Enjoyed it. Fantastic art, but the bad part about this book for me was not understanding the character combinations. So I'll stash it. Whatever.
Anybody else read Weapon Hex this week?
I did. And I got this beautiful cover right here, too. Oh, my God. This is a great cover. If you don't know, I am a cover collector. Love my covers. And the good thing about it is I do judge books by their covers. Luckily, I did that. This is a great story. I've been out of comic books. Just recently started getting back into them for a while now. And I'm enjoying this warping. We got X-23. We got Sabretooth. We got a lot of things mixed up here. I'm really enjoying it. And that's just a great story in itself for a one-shot. But it's not. That's the great thing about it is there is another one that's coming. You got the funniness of X-23, and you had the awesomeness of the Hex going on. It was just a great story. That's all I can say. If you're not reading this, go on out and get it before it sells out, because that character is going to be significant in the stories coming up.
Anybody else read that this week besides Joe and Mike?
I picked it up. I haven't had a chance to read it
yet. Okay. Moving on to my next book. This is probably going to be my pick of the week. I was just flipping through it again here real quick, trying to find a page, and I can't find it. And that is Cemetery Beach issue 2 by Image Comics. This has been a fun ride. It's very chaotic. Couldn't find out too that so they're getting out of prison. The main character and the woman is in prison. They find out they're essentially like rings to the city, and they're trying to get back out. Action-packed, non-stop, great stuff. Leaves on a great cliffhanger. Definitely stash of the week right here. Cemetery Beach issue 2. Anybody else still reading Cemetery Beach? Oh, Mike's holding it up.
I picked it up, and it was pretty decent. I'm gonna keep picking it up.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna wait till it hits.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Drew, how about you?
It's in my box. I didn't pick it up yet. I did pick up issue #1 last week and ended up really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to getting to it.
Okay. That's my book. Drew, you're up. What's your next book?
All right. Let's talk about Archie 1941. This is issue #2 of Archie 1941. This is Mark Waid, who has taken on the modernization of Archie, taking a step back and looking at Archie, these characters, the lead up to World War II. Really interesting stuff. The art has been solid, and there are a million different variant covers. I picked up the Marguerite Sauvage cover just because I kind of really dug what she's got going on here. The planes in the background, Uncle Sam hanging out in there as well. So I thought this was a really cool cover. And I'm really enjoying this story. If you're a World War II buff at all in any way, shape, or form, and you like good storytelling with classic characters, this is definitely something you should pick up and get into. Enjoyable stuff.
I'm trying to figure out why Jeremy's saying, Dave, who's that behind your curtain? Trying to get me to turn around and look to see if somebody's trying to scare me.
Oh, you're gonna get scared.
Anybody else read shit, I wasn't even paying attention to what book that was. Oh, that was
I did.
Archie
1941, number 2.
I was too busy worried about what was behind me and looking. Go ahead, Joe.
I did it. Unfortunately, I don't have the book to show you all. I've gotten issue 1. I really like the military patriotic. I got the same issue that Drew had there. I went ahead and I'm getting them all CGC'd and having them sent out to have that done because one, that 19 or 41 pre-World War II build up to World War II art is just fantastic. And I really enjoy that. You know, if you were in the military, you just got to, tip your hat to that art. It is just great stuff. And I like the story, too. I mean, the story makes sense. And I'm not going to say it's historically correct because that would be a misnomer. But I will say that it is accurate to some degree with some artisan, fluff to it. But I've been enjoying it.
Anybody else?
Yeah, you definitely get a little bit of poetic license in there, but I mean, you're dealing with an appropriate timeline of events at least, and just because the story itself isn't based off of true characters and true events doesn't mean that it doesn't mirror a lot of the experiences that a lot of people had back then. I think that Wade is really great with young adults and older teenage characters. I think he really does a great job in the main Archie title, the relaunch of that Riverdale universe. And I think that this is just another playground for him to play in. These were some really great characters, all that had the same personalities you've known and loved from Archie over the years, but just a little bit of a different take.
Also, I really like the art styling in it, especially in the covers, because it reminds you kind of those old recruiting back then. It really does fit in very well to that time frame. It's beautiful. Right.
There's also a lot of, oh, geez, I'm going to draw a blank now. The Saturday Evening Post.
Norman Rockwell?
Style art.
Norman Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwell style painting covers as well. The number one that I got was a Norman Rockwell style.
Yeah.
Cover, and I really dig that stuff. It's just a little slice of Americana.
So I got to go back to Jeremy's comment. Making me a little nervous. Trying to figure out. He said he saw a hand and some hair. I don't want to know.
Was it a Shrek finger?
It might have been a Shrek finger because I have my Shrek finger right here. But
put that away. This is a family show.
But I don't know where Drew might be talking about. Maybe talking about up there at my my art from Mr. Mike up there, gas bag. Maybe he's talking about that. Maybe he's talking about Rope Man up there behind me. Maybe he's talking about oh shoot, the guy that entered our contest.
It's the bent neck lady.
The bent neck lady. What?
He's talking about Haunting on Hill House on Netflix.
Well. So I don't know.
Dave doesn't know anything about that.
No, I don't know anything about it. Right outside, actually a big patio. I'm on the second floor, so there shouldn't be anybody in here but me. And the front door's right there.
You have a second floor patio?
That's right off my room here. Yeah, I was planning on putting a little bat signal out here, turn it on
Dave,
foggy nights. Yes, sir.
Are you okay with surprise butt sex?
Not particularly.
No, he likes to be warned.
It's about to happen.
It might be. I totally lost where we were there. We're talking about Archie 1941. Now we're back to Paul. See, I can't remember where I am talking about Shrek fingers and shit.
My last book for tonight is Marvel Zombie. I dug it. I've always liked the Marvel Zombies, and I absolutely lost it. They're in this one scene where they're killing a bunch of zombies, and Spider-Man comes swinging through the air, singing the song "Zombie," going "In your head." I was dying. I don't know if it's a one-shot or what, but it was a decent read. Had lots of zombie action. I'm down with it.
I think it is a one-shot. Anybody else read that this week, though?
I did.
What'd you think of Zombie?
I like the story. First off, this cover right here is an homage back to the Tales of the Zombie from 1972. And we have the zombie in the pre-story with Black Widow. A lot of controversy in the story about who dies or whoever. If this is a one-shot, I will be surprised. I think we're going to get something else coming out from here. The only reason why I say that is because they left it on a huge cliffhanger.
But it said the end, though.
They most certainly. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
I hope they don't end it that way because there's something special going on with the medallion necklaces. I mean, it's too many loopholes just to leave it open like that. And I'm kind of curious what other heroes you run into. If you don't know, you have Devil Dinosaur in it without the dinosaur. Well, kind of sort of the dinosaur. You got some Spider-Man action going on. You got some Black Widow who doesn't mind dropping bodies left and right. We got the one-armed lady from Luke Cage. What's her name? Misty Knight.
Misty Knight and Daredevil.
Got her on in there. You got Daredevil feeling the ground like Tonto that knows how many zombies are coming. I thought that was kind of cheesy. But I'm going to tell you right now, the story was it was kind of weak. And I want the finished story. I want it to come full circle. And I hate it when stories just end like that. And if they don't come out with a number 2, I will blast number 1 because then it just won't make any sense.
Mike, did you read Marvel Zombie?
Yes, I did, and it's actually my pick of the week. I love the Marvel Zombies. Arthur Sudan and all his artwork. Love this book. Love Spider-Man in it, like Paul said, singing the zombie song. He actually runs into Dr. Octopus, all zombified, pulls out his fucking spine. Some great stuff, man. I loved it. So it's my pick of the week.
Yeah, I read it a second time to go through and see if I could pick out who all the zombified supervillains were. There's quite a few.
All right, well, somebody explain this to me then. Why did, and for everybody in the room, if this is a spoiler, I'm sorry. Seriously, by Sunday, by Wednesday, if you haven't read it yet, shame on you. But why did Doc Ock, if he's a zombie, I want you to think about that now, why did he have the extra arms that look like flesh?
We'll
Here's
call
why.
it a mutation.
Look, I got a really great answer for that. I didn't read the book. So figure that shit out for yourself.
Yeah, I did read the book too, and I did get that homage cover. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I did just like Paul said. If you didn't know the Cranberry song, you wouldn't have known what the hell that Spider-Man was singing, and I caught it right on. Boom. And it was pretty good. I don't like. It kind of had a cool twist where the kid was warging, not watch and not what you think, Mike, with the zombie, and they were going to send him down there.
That was a bit of a Game of Thrones reference. There.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Nope, Dave had the spoiler. Maybe I did. But I thought it was pretty good. There's kind of a really big twist at the end there, and what they do. It says the end, so I just figured it was $5. I figured it must have been a one shot. Maybe they might come out with something else.
That was the end for a couple of the characters.
Well, yeah, it definitely was for sure. But I thought it was a really good book, though. Nobody else read that?
Everybody but me.
Everybody but you. Funny thing about that.
It's not that funny.
Joe, you're up.
Okay, let's talk about something weird.
Let's do it.
That's why
I like getting weird.
Talk about the weird stuff. I'm going to talk about a superhero that I slightly remember in the 90s, but didn't bother picking up any of his crap. And that's Damage.
90s? What are you talking about 90s? You wasn't out in the 90s?
Oh, yeah. He did his first appearance in the 90s.
That's a different
Damage.
Different Damage.
Doesn't matter. Damage.
Yeah, that Damage sucks too.
Read it horribly. Looked into this. I was ready to blast this. I was so ready to blast this. And I have armament. Like, I can blast things. I was so ready, but I knew everybody else read it, and I was ready to talk shit about it. And I liked it. Now I got to go spend a bunch of money to find out what the fuck's going on.
No, you don't have to spend a bunch of money.
No, you don't. They're all in
quarter
quarter
bins.
bins. Yeah, damage
Yeah.
six balls. Mikey will get you up to date on it. Your boyfriend Mike over there, he loves damage too. You guys can have yourself a nice little damage circle jerk.
And here's why I really liked it.
With duck butter.
Here's why I really liked it. First off, finally there is a Hulk in the other universe. That's basically what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
A guy,
Yeah.
it's big. It's all right. We get that character, right? And then the Justice League pops up, and I'm thinking, oh, they can finally retire Aquaman and get a Hulk. I'll take that trade any day.
Well, Marvel still has Namor, so it's still the same thing. What about you, Mike? Did you read Damage this week?
I didn't grab it actually.
Oh my goodness, Joe!
Like it's like you're making strides as a human being. I'm so proud of you.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps.
What about your next book, Mike?
Hey, for a while, let's not get twisted. For a while, that was the only Hulk out there because totally useless Hulk is not a Hulk.
Yeah.
What about Weapon H? He's got claws.
Well, that's what I said. For a while, he was the only Hulk out there.
I'll take Amadeus Bro over Damage any day. I'll take Brawn over Damage.
My last book, I guess it's my turd of the week because it was probably the worst one I read. Worst fucking art. And that's Shuri, #1. So Black Panther gets launched into space and some shit happens, and I guess they want Shuri to be Black Panther again. So, and go fuck yourself. I am not picking up #2. But the cover, I'll show you guys the cover for next issue 2. It looks pretty cool. I might get it just for the cover, if that's going to be the cover. But other than that, blast it. Turd of the week.
Okay, my last book for the week that I read.
You guys are on books.
I read it too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Problem.
Please.
No, I read it too. I just wanted to throw in my 2 quick cents. I will probably set this on fire tomorrow because this was a garbage story. They could have done so much with her because in the movie she was so badass. Like, she was killing it. And then all of a sudden they got this kind of insecure, like super nerdy, super smart, doesn't mind flying through the air, and then all of a sudden she can't make freaking decisions? Like, are you freaking kidding me? She's smarter than Black. They could have done so much with this. It almost makes me mad what they did with this story. Set it on fire. It was a dumpster fire. Relaunch it. Rebirth it. Whatever verbiage you want. I was upset at this.
Fuck Marvel.
I expected more.
Yeah, we didn't get one of those tonight yet.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
we did.
we did.
For what book?
On the What If book, I said, fuck you, Marvel, for having the new stupid Ghost Rider in it.
Oh well, I guess that's a pretty weak one for a reason. So, my last book of the week, it is The Source by Scout Comics.
Oh,
what?
Wow,
Joe's gonna poop.
that brought a strong reaction.
He's either having a stroke or he's constipated. I don't know.
that book was sold out in 3 of my comic book shops because I showed up late and I could not find it at the Comic-Con, and I wanted that book. I wanted them good variants. I wanted that story.
They had a glow-in-the-dark variant that was like, it's I guess running $20-25 on eBay. So this is just the cover A. I like this one well enough. It looks kind of like the old leather-bound book. It wasn't too bad of a book. Teacher came to find out he has these visions. He's getting saved by an older lady and a younger lady. He's being chased by what appears to be like a police officer or detective. Going to find out who's actually one of the bad guys. And it leaves on a pretty good cliffhanger. Had a pretty disgusting a couple of last pages too. Definitely, I think I'd pick up issue number 2 on this guy to check it out. Source number 1 by Scout. Anybody else read that this week besides Joe? He didn't get it. No. Nobody else read Source? Oh my goodness. I think
No.
it was a fairly low print run on that too. So I'm out of books.
Apparently, it wasn't at 3 of his shops.
Yeah. Drew, you. I guess I'm out of books.
Lightning
Paul's out
round.
of books. Mike, you out of books?
Yes.
Oh, lightning
Where'd Joe go?
round.
All right. Well, I've got 2 pick of the weeks. I'll settle on one of them before I get to the end of it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's lightning round real quick. DC does have a couple things going for it. Number 1, as far as anything Superman concerned, would be Super Sons. Number 2 are these fantastic Crypto and Supergirl Amanda Kana covers for Supergirl. This is 23 right here. I absolutely love that. Pick that up for the cover. Will not be reading it, so won't have to trouble myself with that. Alice Cott's and Trad Moore's The New World. Loving this story here. About a dystopian future, and Trad Moore's art is highly stylized, very geometric, really great cartoon style. Really digging it. That's the stash. Gideon Falls. Sorrentino gets lead credit on this one, and not Lemire. I don't wonder if he's got more story input here, but this is going somewhere finally, and I'm really enjoying it. Really cool stuff. Old Man Logan 49. This is ending very soon, and I'm glad nothing happens in this issue except for Logan should be dead, but instead he's naked and talking to some dude about how he should fight Maestro after he fought Maestro for like a second and got demolished in the previous issue. And then he runs into the Maestro and they're like, I'm going to fight you. And then apparently they're going to fight again. I don't know why we're still fucking doing this shit. Astonishing X-Men. This is kind of a weak title overall. I like the characters that they're using. I think Rosenberg's doing a great job with the story as far as the interaction between the characters. But overall, I think the art is a blast. The Greg Land art is spotty the way Greg Land tends to be. So that right there is a tentative blast. Can't wait for Uncanny to start up again. I think that Astonishing might be going away. Mr. and Mrs. X, number 4, been loving this Rogue and Gambit honeymoon in space amongst the Shi'ar Empire. Three's Company meets superhero nonsense. You get some good stuff with exactly. You get some great stuff with the Starjammers in here as well. And pretty good stuff. I'm enjoying that. Now on to my 2 picks of the week. Slightly edged out by the other book is Black Hammer Age of Doom number 6. If you guys remember me talking about Black Hammer Age of Doom number 5, it's kind of the twist that unlocks all of what has been going on in Black Hammer since the very beginning. Age of Doom number 6 takes all that information and says, guess what? Screw you. We're going to talk about something else now. And it's actually pretty cool. It's Jeff Lemire doing his best Grant Morrison impression, where he really does some crazy layered reality nonsense and some fourth wall breaking at the same time. It's all over the place, and it's absolutely amazing. The art is by Rich Tommaso, so it's very cartoony. This style right here is pretty much the style for the whole book. You get a lot of really crazy amalgam type characters in this as well. It's a new adventure for Colonel Weird, and the anti-god is showing up in this little pocket dimension, it seems to be. Lots of really cool stuff and another new twist on this story. So absolutely love that. And my stash of the week, Thor number 6. You get a fill-in artist on this. The interiors are absolutely luscious and full of color. You're getting away from the pastel style of Mike Del Mundo, but you're still getting some really great high fantasy painting style art here. This is the story of the battle at the end of time between the God King Thor and Doctor Doom, who is the Sorcerer Supreme. It is freaking awesome. It is backed up by a backup story where the interlude is about the Necro Sword. So if you've been reading Venom and you read The God Butcher arc of Thor. He makes some great stuff with the Necro sword. There's a fan.
That had to happen. We knew it would.
Pick of the weeks, folks.
So,
Motherfucker.
real quick, we talked about Three's Company. We'll go down the panel. Janet or Chrissy? Drew.
Janet or Chrissy? Chrissy.
Paul.
Janet.
Joe.
You're boring.
Janet.
Mike.
Both of them.
You don't get a bowl. You get one or the other.
Chrissy.
I'd have to go with Janet. So I'm surprised Janet's the winner on that one. Wow.
Let's go ahead and while we're going to stop talking about Thor in the middle of my conversation, let's go ahead and dissect your Three's Company conversation.
Okay.
Chrissy or Janet, what a terrible choice you made picking Janet. Janet tells you where to put it. Chrissy asks you where you want to put it. Okay? That's how that works. That's why we're going Chrissy. And that's why we're smarter than you.
Exactly. Janet tells you.
Anyway, Necro Sword on Ego the Living Planet with Loki. Amazing stuff. Check out Thor #6.
Yeah.
Joe, do you have a lightning round for us? A few of the books you didn't read this week? Or you
I
read?
do a lot with the Comic-Con in town, but I'll stick with the mainstream stuff right now. And we'll talk about local artists if we have a chance later. I, too, picked up Thor #6. Me and Drew do not agree on a lot of things, but I will take this. That's pretty solid. He's absolutely right. The art in it, the fill-in artist they got, that guy needs to keep doing this. He's good at it. It's a great book, great storyline, and Doom is coming back with vengeance. Next, I got Harley Quinn. I got the bullshit 4.0 variant. Surprisingly, we got Triumph in it. Garbage story. Definitely. Throw it away. Blast. And I don't know why I keep buying them. Seriously. It's like I got a habit. All right. Again, and speaking of habits and things you shouldn't buy, Ms. Marvel, or The Life of Ms. Marvel. Okay. Who cares about your life? We find out that
I think Paul threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
I think Paul threw up in his mouth a little bit there when you said Life of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
that was a bronchitis attack.
I picked this up, and come to find out, oh, by the way, Miss Marvel's not the only one with superpowers. Her mother all of a sudden has it because she's a fucking alien as well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop that bomb, but it was a garbage story. That should have went off Nightwing. Next, we have Mr. and Mrs. X. I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm going to end on a good note tonight. This is actually kind of a funny story. It's kind of weird. It takes place in space. It's a honeymoon. It's a love story. Yada, 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 yada. But there's some good action in it. And you can't go wrong when you throw awkwardness in space and you throw Gambit the Cajun in there. Kind of a good story. Light stash. When it gets stupid, it's getting chucked into the Great Bridge River.
Another new chat member, Comic Spectre. Welcome.
Welcome, Comic Spectre.
Mike, do you have any last minute books maybe you didn't read you want to show off real quick? Are you none? None?
No, just what I got at the con today.
Okay. I'll show off my books, the ones I did not get to read. Still have yet to read one of these this month, too. The Spook House, #2, Albatross Comics. Picked up the Frank Cho Harley Quinn, although I'm dropping these. I have not been reading them at all, so I'm definitely going to be dropping Harley Quinn. I lost on this too, Stabbity Bunny. I haven't been reading those either. And the last one I did not read was the Viggo Mortensen Lucifer this week. I didn't read that one either. So, didn't it look like Viggo Mortensen? It looks like Viggo to me. That's it. Yeah, that's my books. That's my books, and I'm sticking to it. Mike?
Yes, sir.
You know
that's your segue, Mike.
You know what it is.
It is. Shut your fucking mouth!
What the fuck was that?
Sound like a dog.
I think I woke the dog. All right, real quick, I want to run through these because I got some great Funko Pops I want to show off that I picked up at the con today. The Honey Nut Cheerios, the bee, I think his name.
What about your nut?
What?
Yeah.
The nut.
All you Elvira fans, I know Dave's an Elvira fan.
I'm listening intently. Go ahead.
You're listening?
I'm listening.
There's going to be a Spooky Empire exclusive Elvira,
Oh,
limited to 1,500 pieces, but you have to go to Orlando to get it, or buy it second market.
Amy going to be in Orlando for me to pick that up? It'd be awesome.
It's pretty cool. She's in like an orange Halloween color. I think there might be even a pumpkin on her gown. I'm not sure.
She has
about that.
pumpkins.
Yeah, 2 pumpkins.
She does. And that's happening October 26th and 27th. So, Paul, can Paul still hear us?
Yeah.
Nope.
Eddie from Iron Maiden has been spotted at the Funko HQ.
Oh, snap.
The first one is based off the Peace of Mind album, so I am definitely going to get my hands on that. What else is going on? Trading Places Pops, you guys probably saw. Those are dropping next month. Stranger Things, that new series will be coming this fall with movie moments and Christmas ornaments. If you guys are Harry Potter fans, the Flocked Hedwig is available for pre-order at GameStop. I think that one's going to be a little bit popular. Everyone likes a little head.
We had to go there.
Do not.
We had to go there.
Head.
Fucking else, no. Oh, speaking of wrestlers, I got to meet the Rock and Roll Express today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fucking great guys. Sign this. Afterwards, I thanked them for everything they've done for their industry, and it was pretty cool. So got my picture taken with them. But anyway, from Beetlejuice, we're getting another Lydia Dietz, where she's in her black gown holding that book. That's going to be a GameStop exclusive. Oh, I'm sorry, a Box Lunch exclusive. With the new Kingdom Hearts game coming soon. Lots of Kingdom Hearts stuff. Batman the Animated Series, Harleen Quinzel. That's going to be Pop in the Box. Fuck Pop in the Box, by the way.
You get a Harley Quinn, you're going to pop in the box.
Yeah, that's right. May 4th, free comic book day. We're going to get a Constantine Pop. That's still pretty far away.
I am grabbing that.
And the biggest news that everybody saw, I posted it on the Comic Core page, the New York Warriors, our page, that the Batman Who Laughs Funko is coming in February. I know myself and Joe pre-ordered it. Any of you guys pre-order it?
Mm-mm.
I'm just expecting there's going to be a big old stack of them at FYE.
Maybe. But, so, yeah, like WWE 2K19. Got to get on that shit, but so I did pick up like 4 pops before the con. One of Spider-Man in the ugly sweater for the holidays. I had to have him. I picked up Chewbacca tangled up in the Christmas lights. Right there. I actually picked this up for Joe's wife, but she already had it, and that's Deadpool with the candy cane, so I'll keep it for myself. Picked up the Hush Joker to go along with the Batman I have. Picked up a Pumpkin Rapper from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So I now have all the villains for this new series.
He's Pumpkin Gangster.
He's Pumpkin Gangster. Picked up fall convention exclusive, old school Spider Woman. Not that old school because she has hair. Those of you know her first appearance, she didn't have the hair.
No hair.
She does have the vagina pointer.
Yeah, Jeremy, I mentioned John Constantine is the free comic book day. And the rest of these, well, nope, I take that back. On Wednesday, my shop had these out already. And that's their original Star-Lord Halloween Comic Fest. So he had a price tag on him, and I picked one up. He only had 4, so I grabbed that. And the rest of these I picked up at the con today. Those of you who don't know, Hampton Roads Comic Con was today. Me and Joe went. Smaller con than, Dallas or Baltimore. But still some great stuff there. Picked up the last one I needed for this set from Nightmare Before Christmas. So I have all of those now. Trying to go with the suckier ones first. They're not all okay here. Target Asuka. Finally got my hands on one of those for a fairly decent price.
That's a thing.
Fuck off, all right?
She used to be a thing. They brought up to the main roster, ruined her.
Yeah, pretty much. I only saw like 4 of these at the con, so I grabbed one. So
no,
that's
I will say
item.
Mike has been drooling over a Pikachu forever now.
Pikachu's badass. Fuck off.
Yeah, huge badassness.
Picked up the FYE Carnage, where he's got like axes for hands.
That is cool.
Now we're getting in. Well, we'll do this one. This is the GameStop exclusive Venomized Black Panther.
Yeah, we picked that up too.
And my 3 biggest purchases, spent a little bit of money. This is the Canadian Convention exclusive Marty McFly from Back to the Future. Who's got his guitar. I had to have him.
I don't know. It looks like some guy played a guitar.
It's Marty McFly. It says it right there. Can't you see
It
the
says it doesn't look like it.
I picked
Man,
up
it's racist to say all pops look the same.
Mikey from the Goonies.
I'll buy that.
These are vaulted. You're going to pay a little bit of money for these.
No, I won't.
And last but not least, I come out the pocket, pulled the trigger, and got the Stonekeeper from Infinity War.
That one's actually kind of cool. I had to double check on that one myself. Now I know who the character is. I was lost.
Baltimore, I didn't see any of these.
I've never seen that at all.
This con, I only seen the one, and I'm gonna tell you, I paid $70 for it. So
Wow.
And that is it. That is all the pops I got this week. I'm up to 940.
Wow.
I hate to say it, my wife spent more money on pops than Mike did, and she didn't get as many because it was like, oh, that's the one I want. Here's money.
I'm waiting for the Perfect Strangers, Balky and Larry Funko Pops. Come on,
That'd be fucking awesome.
When they're gonna have Perfect Strangers? When they're gonna do the ABC TGIF lineup? You know, Family Matters, Step by Step, or whatever. Do we need to have all of those? So
the stranger I'm waiting for is the one where you sit on your hand until it goes numb.
I'm sure you probably are. I need the Perfect Strangers Funkos.
There's another pop that I
Caesar's
want.
Palace.
Everybody that subscribes to my channel knows I'm a MacGyver fan. I got the captain, or not captain, but I got the A-Team, and finally got Spider Noir. But now I found out that there's a Spider Noir that's wearing a fedora. I need that pop, and I cannot find it anywhere. I need that pop. That
the fedora?
With the fedora. I can't find it. It's nowhere here on the East Coast.
Well, there's Dave gonna get our show shut down.
Me,
We got Perfect
no.
Strangers going on the post right now.
No.
Love that.
Perfect Strangers, they're so far gone. They're probably, please, somebody play Perfect Strangers again. There's no way
I'll
that.
tell you what, if that becomes
Yeah.
a pop, I'll buy them. I'll buy both of those.
10 minutes. There's a DMCA takedown notice for your show.
I doubt we'll
Yeah,
get
so we showed one clip of Balky Bartakamos, and then all of a sudden we're banned for life.
We'll probably
My
get a
favorite
copyright
episode
strike.
was
Frozen at my screen. They already took it down.
And I actually did pick up that Thanos head right there and the Infinity Gauntlet for the combo. The guy wanted $20, so they're actually banks, but whatever.
Put money in them.
Yeah, the money I don't have that I spent for all this shit.
Yeah, he's paid a lot.
Well, get Joey's rich. Get him to put some money in them.
I'm rich. I do what I want.
All you gotta do is
Joshua-
convince him he wants to put money in those banks.
Joshua said we need some human centipede pops. Fucking I'd buy that too.
Are they gonna be magnetic?
Just get a Bic lighter and melt some pops together.
It could happen because I do have the headless Herschel, and that's magnetic. You can take his head off.
He's dead.
Where are we at on time? How are we doing? All right, if you don't mind, I would like to go over some cool variants that I got.
Oh,
All right, that's
sure.
it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Go. What variant you get?
Cool thing is, I always get my rare variants in a week. I finally got Deadpool #5 with the garbage pail thing. It was kind of hard for me to get here on the East Coast, but we finally got him.
I got 2 of those.
Through Comic Mint, I believe. Next, Project Superpowers with Masquerade. Now that is a sexy variant.
Meat and potatoes.
Hashtag meat and potatoes.
Hashtag.
Tater
And the
meat.
weird,
That's
weird
one
thing is,
Shrek
I
finger up.
still cannot get the sketch variant of this. This is really rare. And by the way, if you haven't read this comic book yet, pick it up. It's actually, and the weird thing about it is, if you pick it up in the middle or where it's at right now, you're lost. You
I
got to
like
pick it up from the beginning.
Jeremy's comment. Drew, you can't throw shade at Perfect Strangers when you know Balky's full name.
I'm not throwing shade.
Last but not least,
I
the
love Perfect
variant
Strangers.
a week late is, of course, the Jack Kirby remastered Captain America number 4 variant, looking like a Patriot American from the Revolutionary War with down here we got what's his name? Red Skull, looking like a British soldier. I love these variant covers. I'm a huge variant collector. It's really what I do. And I also support local artists. And if we end up with time tonight, I'm happy to talk about some of the Hampton people
Ooh,
or
Tales of the
people
Gold
that were at the
Monkey.
Hampton Comic Con that were local artists.
Jackio said Tales of the Golden Monkey Funko Pops. Yes, that was one of my favorite shows as a kid, too. Maybe else get any Funkos or, I'm trying to think of the word, toys this week.
I don't know if I showed it last time I was on. It's been a bit. I picked up Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick!
That kind of matches Dave's Shrek finger.
It does.
Yes.
A little bit.
Don't put it where Dave puts his Shrek finger. You'll never want it back.
Yeah, no. Have duck butter on it.
Uh-oh. Do you want to show that off again, Joe? It didn't get a show very quick.
I do got to do a shout out real quick to a local artist. At the Comic Con, I'm a huge local artist guy. I don't care what their stories are. I don't really care. I just support local artists and the work that they do because they're out there hustling it out. And this gentleman made up these posters for Breast Cancer Awareness Week. It's art by Will. He does a comic book, and the way he describes his comic book is kind of immediately he gave the description, and I bought him. It literally, the way he said it, I should say, is it's kind of like the show Empire crossed with Blade. And I was like, I'll buy it. He's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, that's a good enough description for me. The sassiness of Empire and Blade going on, and you support a great cause. I'll do it all day long, man. So I ended up buying issues 1, 2, and 3. And up there, we had a bunch of great artists at the Hampton Comic Con here in the local area, at Virginia, I should say. And I think I bought if they had a run, I bought it. If they had a first issue, I bought it. The only deal was they signed it. And I'll do something over on my show where we run through it and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. And supporting your local artists are important because the only way they become popular and good artists is by your support.
Yep, I agree completely.
That was like a PSA. I feel like I'm in G.I. Joe with the commercial at the end. It was awesome.
No other toys this week, though. Drew?
Yeah, I picked up an older Marvel Legends Doctor Doom.
Oh, cool.
He's actually really badass. He's from 2007. This is like first Hasbro era Doctor Doom. Really happy to have a Doctor Doom in my collection. He does come with this pistol here. It's pretty badass, and it'll actually go in his holster, which you can actually unfasten here as well.
That's too dirty for this show. Don't do that.
His cape comes on and off. And oh my God, look at his face. He's all fucked up. Oh, beyond that, pretty badass Doctor Doom figure.
Cool.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, so I guess, man, we're running an hour and a half long. I was going to talk about some other things, but I think we're just going to go ahead and do our shout-outs for the night and wrap it up. Drew, shout-outs tonight.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Comics Misexplained's been up in here the entire show, before the show even. So special shout out to him and points for being the #1 Blasted fan tonight. Brian Spaceboy's in the chat. Shout out to him and his duck butter emojis. We got all kinds of people hanging out and having a good ass time tonight. And it was a pleasure to see you all in here. We got up to what, 26, 27 viewers at one point.
Like that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good for us, guys. It's pretty good for us on a live show. And then I said something that probably made all those people go away. So happy to be able to do that as well. Check out that Patreon. Get those Walking Dead books. Give me some jingly jangly walking around money. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys.
Paul.
As always, shout out to everybody in the chat, especially our new viewers who didn't have many subs. I know Mike talked about them earlier. Go sub them up. And I know we didn't get to do our TV segment. Everybody go watch Daredevil season 3. I've already finished it. It kicks ass.
Joe.
Again, everybody, please go out and support your local artists. They're out there grinding it out. They're hustling it out. Go out and support your local artists. Give them a chance. I think it's a great option. And again, I'm just excited to be here and everybody welcome me. But however, I will say that if I'm doing a bad job, you all need to let these cats know so they can kick me off and put somebody better in here. Because this is a great show and they really, really appreciate your support, and so do I. Thank you.
We've had better people. They all keep leaving us.
Mike?
Yeah, like Paul said, all the new people that I saw today, Aggressive Relaxing and a couple others, thank you all for checking us out. Hopefully you liked what you saw, but looking at these guys, whatever. Another shout out. If any of you guys ever come down to Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area, let me or Joe know. We're going to take you to Bella's Books and Toys. They're mostly Funko Pops, but they just now started selling comic books. Really great dollar bins, and we'll get you out there. I'm going to be talking to them during this week and trying to get some support from them for the channel and all these guys' channels. So check out Bella's
Well, first
Books.
we'll go get you some beers. Like,
What?
we'll go get you beers and a couple of drinks, and then we'll go do that.
Yes. So,
Or Candle Dos.
hey, did you know that the guy who runs Bella Books and Toys just quit his job to do the Funko Pop comic thing full time now? He's like, fuck it. They're making money, so
That guy's rolling, and that's a scary leap. So God bless you. That's a scary leap.
Yep, it is. Yeah, one of the other stores that I go to, Rogue City Comics, the owner, just quit his permanent full-time job to run the comic store full-time. So now, no insurance, nothing now. I was talking to the other day that it's kind of a scary prospect. That they're in their late 40s, and it's like we just jumped into having something secure to running a comic book store the full-time. So shout out to them for sure. Few new subs, as well as some of the people in the chat. Make sure you go back and sub those guys up as well. We have Will Sexy Love, the R&B Dragon. I don't know who that guy is, but
he's the R&B Dragon, bro.
It's the R&B Dragon. I know we had a
Jeremy
couple more.
said he's on your balcony. He's been there the whole show.
Has he? Pages Filmed in Plastic. He was actually in the chat earlier. To go check him out. And the last one was, I think it's somebody that you guys, especially Mike and Paul, would be into. Where is it? Dab nabbit. I gotta find it somewhere in my chat, somewhere in my notifications. But as I'm looking for that, make sure you go to our Patreon, check that out. If you did like what you did, do subscribe, do give us a like, do give us a share. We definitely appreciate all of that support. Dude 1973, that's the guy I'm looking for. I went and checked out his channel as well. He does a lot of heavy metal stuff. He has a big music collection, talks about heavy metal bands. So something that Paul and Mike definitely are more into. Definitely go check him out as well. So that's it, guys. Whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, and see you guys next week.
Next
See ya.
week.
Halloween.
Halloweeny episode, maybe some horror books we'll be reading. Not horror. Horror.
Why do you
Horror
sound
books
like,
for Halloweener.
Why
What's
do you
that?
sound like Dr. Evil?
Eval.
Horror.
Yes,